Hey guys, Andy Wood here, Executive Leadership Coach and Certified Health Coach, bringing you another lesson from the fence line. We started a series back a few sessions ago where we've just been exploring some lessons learned by one of those He-Man kind of projects that I got all inspired to do here at the family farm as I've been going down this old fence line, clearing the junk off of it from years and years of neglect. And I want to tell you today's lesson about something that's really kind of near and dear to my heart, and yet had to make a tough choice in this process. So let me turn the video around and show you these lovely little blooms right here on this little vine that's still growing. This is actually blackberries, or truth be told, for you purists from the South, yes, they're dewberries. And one of the things that happened, and these are some vines right here that have been cut and they're still in the fence. I haven't pulled them out yet. But one of the things, and it's really hard to see unless you look real close, but these vines, when I started this project, were covered with blooms. I mean, there were flowers all over, which means for every one of those flowers, that was a blackberry in the making. Now, this time of year, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun to me to go pick blackberries. And so as I was beginning this project and I was looking, and I realized, I didn't realize when I first decided to do this, but it didn't take me very long to realize these blackberry vines were absolutely covered. And if you ever wanted blackberries, this was not the time of year to come in and clean the fence line. I mean, there's a little voice in my head that said, hey, why don't you put this off? Why don't you wait until, up in the summer a little bit, let a month go by, when it's really nice and cool in lower Alabama, right? And, why don't you just wait a while, go pick some blackberries off of these things, because, man, those are going to be some awesome berries. And, just give it a little time. And so I had to make a difficult decision. It may not have been difficult for you at all, but for me, it was like, okay, do I really want to do this? And the answer is this. Here's the principle that I came up with, and that is this. There are plenty of other places to find blackberries. In fact, it just so happens where I live, those little vines that grow wild, they're everywhere. And I'll guarantee you, if I take it my mission for the spring to load up on dewberries or blackberries, I'll have plenty to choose from. My fence line wasn't blackberries' last line of defense. And there's a reason I bring that up. And that's because a lot of times when you decide to make changes in your life, when you decide, you know what, I'm going to take my health seriously, I'm going to take my spiritual life seriously, I'm going to push ahead with some real needed change in my life. Every time you decide to do that, there's going to be a little voice in the back of your head saying something like, not now. You don't have to. Why don't you wait? Why don't you wait till a better time? Look at what you're going to miss. If you start making all these changes now, look at all the things you're going to be deprived of. Look at all the things that are going to be so difficult. And look what you're going to miss out on. Can I just tell you something? If the change is worth making, it's worth making now. There will be plenty of other blackberries. There will be plenty of other things in your life that can make up for what you may think you're being deprived of now. The principle behind this is simply this: prioritize. We had reached a point along the fence line where it was more important to have a clean fence line than it was to wait a while and have some blackberries, especially when there's plenty of other places on this place to get the blackberries. And so as you think about your purpose, as you think about your mission, as you think about whatever the fence line may represent to you, give yourself permission to say no to something today in order to say yes to a higher priority. Learn the lessons of the fence line and go make a difference in your world.